You already are assigned to work for Etihad, so I couldn't work for Korean Air. So I keep asking, like every month, please give me Korean Air, please, 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 please. I cannot tell how they feel because they don't talk at all. 안녕하세요. 저는 스페인에서 온 파울라입니다. 반갑습니다.
저번에 찍은 영상 기억하세요?
It got so popular. I don't know why. My friends saw me on YouTube, so they screenshotted. Paula, is this you? What are you doing here? What is this? Even like my friends from Spain or a lot of people that I don't know, they text me on Instagram like, oh, I found you on YouTube. Really? Yeah. Spain people saw the video too. Like my friends, my mom. Actually, my mom said, please put Spanish subtitles because she cannot understand.
You tried. You still happy?
Of course. I was shocked. I didn't expect that many people to see the video, honestly. Why me?
Now you're famous.
Hey, 설마. I can only explain about my company case. I work for different companies and they're a little bit different between them. But usually you need to first make interview in English. And once you pass the interview, you need to do a study for a month.
About what?
Airport procedures like computer systems, different systems, and security procedures. For example, if we have emergency situation, what to do, because airport is really sensitive place. A lot of accidents can happen, and airplane is like, if there is an accident, is really big problem, and we need to be careful because we can be responsible for that. So our job is really important. So if you don't pass these exams, we have like a lot of exams in a month. If you don't pass one, you're out. You need to study. Like if you don't study, you cannot work there. So it's gonna be different topics about the airline that you're working for and like rules and then security. The security thing, you have to do it every 6 months because if you don't know, like, you cannot work. So it's something that you keep doing every 6 months. You have to take a test. Even though you get hired, even though you work there, you need to keep studying and taking tests. I think for me was like every month I have to take a test for different things.
Does it make you feel tired?
A little bit because we were busy. We had to work a lot. Depending on the day, you cannot even take lunch in 9 hours. It's hard, but in my case, because I like it, I don't mind. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it. I like being able to meet people from different countries. Sometimes I meet like really nice people.
What about the rules? Don't fall in love with your...
You know what? There's a lot of couples in my job. There's a lot of couples. Maybe in Korea it would be like not possible. I don't know. Is it not possible to date your coworker in Korea?
I think it's possible, but they don't do usually.
Ah.
Because that's, I don't know, I'm not sure.
A lot of my coworkers in Barcelona start dating in the airport.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Even though they're doing...
I mean, they don't kiss. We're okay. They don't show in the workplace. But we all know that they're dating. It's like, oh, you know that? Those two started dating a month ago. Blah, 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 blah.
파울라씨도 해본 적 있어요?
아니요. There's no interesting people. The good thing, I met really famous people or important people because they have to fly too.
Do they have any rules about that?
Yeah, it's different from normal people. It depends on how important they are or how VIP they are. For example, if it's a politician, like the president, they don't come on the check-in area or in the airport itself for the entrance.
Do they have any secret place?
Exactly. We have a secret way, like under the ground. That's why you never see really famous people in the airport because they go to other ways.
If BTS come to Barcelona?
Probably underground.
Wow.
Because Blackpink came to Barcelona airport when I was working and nobody could see them. Nobody was allowed to talk to them or see them or... I did a lot of national flights, like Spanish flights, obviously. French, Italy, Portugal, Germany, Norway. What did I say? I forgot. Everywhere. Mostly Western country people. And Americans, Canada, Australia.
What about Asia?
Almost everywhere. I mostly meet from Asia. I mostly meet Japanese, Korean, Chinese people. I do flights for usually Tokyo or Osaka. And for China, Etihad flies to China a lot. So I did a lot of Asian flights. Usually it's China, Korea, and Japan. For Japanese people, they don't speak much English, less than Korean. So it's hard to communicate. They don't understand much if you talk to them. Usually they stay quiet and like they get everything ready so they don't need to talk to you. I cannot tell how they feel because they don't talk at all. They don't say anything. They just quiet, waiting, and pretty patient. They're really patient people. They're just waiting patiently. I heard of that. They tend not to show their emotions that much. They try to hide it. So maybe they are angry but they don't show it, or they are really happy and they don't show it, or they hate you but they don't tell you. So it's really difficult to read them. If they have any problem with the flight, they're gonna try to ask you. Even though they cannot speak English, they're gonna bring any translator or a machine. They're gonna try to talk to you. And if you cannot solve it, rather than trying again, they just like, oh, okay. They will like quietly leave. And once they arrive to Japan, they're gonna complain about you. I heard that too. They do a lot. Yeah. I knew that. And Chinese people, usually they come in groups, like Korean. Like group, the leader is gonna talk for them. But they're usually more distracted and talk really loud. So once we have a Chinese flight, it's loud. While waiting, they're really loud talking. I feel like Korean people, when they are abroad, they're more quiet. They don't show their emotions that much because it's a foreign country. So they want to be careful with like what's going on because it's another country. I don't know if what I do is rude or not. So they tend to be careful. So happy.
What makes you happy?
When I was working, I asked my supervisor if I could just work for Korean Air because I wanted to work for Korean Air. They said like, oh no, because you already are assigned to work for Etihad. So I couldn't work for Korean Air. So I keep asking like every month, please give me Korean Air, please. So I could only get like Etihad flights to Incheon, and I would work for Incheon a lot. Like every day we had Incheon passengers. But until I didn't have like a canceled flight or delayed flight, I couldn't work for Korean Air. So for more than a year, I was asking, please, Incheon, please. Until one day, I was working with Korean Air, and the boss of Korean Air in Barcelona, we call him Mr. Lee. Oh, not Mr. Lee. Was it Mr. Lee? Mr. Beck? I think it was Beck. So he saw me and I was like, oh, I really like Korea and I kind of want to learn Korean. Can I work for you? And after 2 flights working with him, he asked my supervisor if I could start working with Korean Air all the time. But by that time, I was moving to Incheon. So I couldn't work for Korean Air. 오늘은 제가 외국 승무원들이 한국인 승객을 좋아하는 이유에 대해 말했습니다. 영상이 좋았다면 좋아요, 구독 눌러주세요. 바이바이. And you get free airplane tickets.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, I love that. So cute.